Number 2, Hayden White. Number 4, Anthony Herbert. Number 5, Josh O'Brien. Number 6, Cam Lindley. The club's newest Mr. 100, number 8, Jack Blake.
Up.
Number 18, Noble Number 27, Bruno Rindo.
We have a set.
Number 37, Paco Correa. Number 90, Louis Mazzagni. And the captain for your Indy 11, wearing number 14, Aiden Quinn. The head coach of Indy 11 is Sean McCauley. Indy 11 assistant coaches are Bill Presser and Jason Perry. The goalkeeper coach is Andy Swift. The head athletic trainer for Indy 11 is Josh Franco.
Could say downtown Indianapolis is hopping this evening. That's Lucas Oil Stadium where they're playing the men's basketball Final Four. Here it's the World's game and Indiana's team as the Indy 11 play host the Pittsburgh Riverhounds just blocks away on the west side of downtown Indianapolis on the campus of IU Indy. First of at least 2 meetings this season between these longtime rivals. Thanks for spending your Saturday night with us on Wish TV as well as ESPN+. Pitchside alongside Dan Capsalis. My name is Greg Rakestraw. First, a weather report. Yesterday it was in the low 80s. Right now it's in the mid-50s. The good news is it's been raining for most of the afternoon. It's just about done, so at least drier conditions as the match goes on between these two. Again, these two franchises have been linked since the Indy 11 joined the championship in 2018, but the tie a bit stronger this year because the man that frankly led Pittsburgh to a championship last season, and Eric Dick, has joined his hometown club. Dan, he's now in net for the Indy 11.
Yeah, it's just fantastic to see Eric make his way back home, back to Indiana, back to Indianapolis, and what a thrill to have him on the field tonight.
Literally a run that cannot be equaled what he did a year ago. Pittsburgh won their first title in their 26th season. They did not allow a goal, and Eric won 3 penalty shootouts, including the championship in Tulsa. So, while Eric Dick is one of 4 key pieces that is not back for Pittsburgh this year, they do have a prodigal son returning. Albert Deke, with the last time he laced him up for the Riverhounds, scored 20 times in 2023. After 2 seasons in Rhode Island, he is now back in the Steel City, and he's found his old form. He scored 3 times in the first 4 matches.
He is easily their most dangerous, lethal weapon up front, and Indy 11 is going to have a tough time keeping an eye on him tonight.
It is a Pittsburgh team that is still trying to kind of find their identity. They've allowed 9 goals in their first 4 league matches, which is very unlike the Riverhounds, and clearly was not the form that got them that championship back in November in Tulsa. When these two teams play, it's always close. 14 of 17 matches have been draws or decided by a goal. We expect nothing less in Indianapolis this evening. Riverhounds in the Indy 11. It comes your way next. You're watching on Wish TV and ESPN+.
Odds are, you know the way to a person's heart is through their stomach, but maybe don't know much about complex blood and bone cancers. Or you know all the ins and outs of a chassis, not necessarily all about robotic heart valve surgery. And while he's thinking about bulldozers, you're not thinking about him ever needing a stem cell transplant. But if you do need care, trust the expert healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
Droplight is a venture studio. We don't sit on the sidelines. We build inside the brand. From stadiums to festivals to the fastest tracks in the world. We turn brands into something people feel. Turning ideas into traction, partnerships into pressure, and momentum you can't ignore. This is Ignition. This is Droplight. Fuel for brave brands.
Every place has a purpose, and the people who inhabit those places have their own reasons for being there. The last thing on their minds should be concerns about the safety of the places they are in. When it comes to security and safety for all the places that matter, Dormakaba offers a seamless flow of integrated solutions that allow people to move securely about their daily lives. Because the places that matter to you matter to us.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
Tonight's match is presented by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, a proud sponsor of Indy 11 soccer. Visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today. And by IU Health. Indiana University Health is proud to be the official health care and sports medicine provider of the Indy 11, supporting athletes in our community with expert orthopedic and sports injury care close to home. Some of the sights and sounds in downtown Indianapolis, that from a day ago. My personal favorite, the Hoosiers bus on Monument Circle. Time now for our starting lineups, brought to you by your Central Indiana Ford dealers. Visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today. And Eric Dick now playing for the Indy 11. Nico Campuzano, the new man, in goal for Pittsburgh. He led the league in saves with 84 a season ago for Monterey Bay. On the flip side, for the Indy 11, they will tweak their formation a bit tonight. They will go to a 4-3-3. We'll see the Speed Merchants in Masanvi and Rendon on the field together up top, and Noble Okello bumps a bit forward as well.
And I like Okello sitting back a little bit and supporting Masanvi and Rendon, and we'll see how those guys connect tonight.
Now, before tonight's game, Jack Blake was recognized for being a new member of the Century Club for the Indy 11. He is the 6th player in the history of the team to appear in 100 or more matches. That actually took place the final match of last season against Orange County. Again, Jack has been injured and did not make his season debut until Tuesday night's U.S. Open Cup loss to Union Omaha. So both Jack Blake and Cam Lindley on the field have played in 100 matches for the club. Ioze is the all-time leader in matches played for the Indy 11 at 126. We will be underway momentarily from the Circle City in Indianapolis. Just the second home league match of the campaign so far for the Indy 11, and the first of 3 matches at home for the Indy 11 in the month of April. Let's get to our keys. The match brought to us by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, proud sponsor of Indy 11 soccer. Visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today. Dan, what are you focused on for the home team?
Well, for Indy 11, we've got 5 new guys out there that brand new to this team this season. So finding the rhythm, finding the chemistry is really key. Keeping that, the heart of the Indy 11 team with Blake and Lindley and O'Brien in the midfield, keeping that midfield connected and connected to the attack in transition. And they've got to control the pace. They've had trouble doing that recent games, and they've got to try to find a way to take the pace right from the beginning of the game.
Match has officially started now. Pittsburgh, the road gold/yellow. Indy 11, the navy blue and red, and a lofted ball sent by Bradley Sample towards his former teammate and Eric Dick. Let's now focus on the keys for the visitors. What do the Riverhounds think coming into tonight's match?
Pressing the attack, getting Dequa involved and Griffin involved, just pressing on the attack. Good ball management. They've got about a 55-56% possession rate, Greg. They can keep that up. They're going to be able to handle the ball, manage the ball well, and then win in the 50-50s, right? They're a gritty team. They've always played gritty, and those 50-50 balls are going to be key for them tonight.
Again, it's a really unique mix. Obviously, they win a championship last year. They make a move. Bob Lilly kind of exits at the end of last season. Rob Vincent, as the interim head coach, led them to a championship. Have more returnees than not, but there are key pieces that are missing. And obviously, we have focused on Eric Dick being a local product, having played at Carmel High School, having played at Butler. More on that in a moment. Here's the first chance to showcase the speed of Luik Masanvi. Masanvi, a late acquisition by the Indy 11, brought in right at the end of training camp. Spent the last 4 years in the Minnesota United system, primarily playing for their next pro team. The system that Sean McCauley knows well, having formerly been at Minnesota United before coming here to be the Indy 11's head coach a couple of seasons ago. It's his first league start, does Masanvi tonight.
And I like Masanvi on the outside too, Greg, with that speed.
Jack Blake with the header. It is going to be last touched by the Indy 11. Goal kick coming for Nico Campazano. And we honor Jack Blake in terms of the Century Club for the Indy 11. He loves the service.
Great ball here. Nice one touch by Jack, just off target. Nice save by Campazano. That was going inside the near post there on the ground.
I think, by the way, it was deemed that he was in an offside position, so that would not have counted.
Might have been. Yeah.
Had it have gone. But Jack also enters the match 1 goal away from tying the franchise record for career goals scored. That is in all competitions. And Campazano will have to clear his line. In other words, the scouting report on Masanvi has gotten out already about the speed that he possesses.
And like I was just saying before, Jack almost put one in the back of the net there. Masanvi on the outside's got lots of space, and with that speed, I mean, he's really gonna cause problems for Pittsburgh's defense.
I like the composition of this Indy 11 lineup. Great speed in Rendon on the right. Great speed on the left with Masanvi. A guy that knows how to fill all kind of the nooks and crannies in terms of Jack Blake in the middle of the field. You love the service you can get from both a Lindley and Quinn on each side. Again, this is a pretty well put together 11 that Sean McCauley has.
And you've got Okello in there too, sitting in top and trying to find his rhythm as well. So yeah, this is a great group of guys that they've already put together. And they're, like I said, one of the keys is, it's early in the season. How quickly can they find that rhythm, find that chemistry? Once they do, look out.
Let's talk about getting back to healthy. Brought to us by IU Health, the official healthcare sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. This is the Indy 11 injury report. And Charlie Sharp, who we saw get the starting nod in the home opener in league play 2 weeks ago, unfortunately has suffered a lower leg injury and going to be out for at least a couple of more weeks for the Indy 11. And frankly, that's part of what has kind of necessitated the change of going to Masanvi up top. See Dylan Singh available for substitution off the bench. And for Pittsburgh fans that are watching us on either ESPN Plus or KDKA Plus tonight, you'll also see another former great scorer for the Riverhounds, and Edward Chiza. He's available for selection off the bench tonight as well for the Indy 11. Make sure we thank our friends at Dormicaba for every place that matters. Not the clearance that Josh O'Brien had hoped for, but works just fine as that ball was not a direct pass back to Eric Dix, who can play it with his hands.
Those types of deflections can cause havoc, but that was pretty harmless.
These two teams split their matchups last year. Indy winning here in June. Indy going to Pittsburgh and losing later in the season. Indy has had more success at Highmark than most historically. Lassa Kelp win 90 on Tuesday in the Open Cup win. Riverhounds liked what they saw, put him back in the lineup for tonight's contest. Just a couple of tweaks from what has been pretty much a standard kind of league lineup for this Pittsburgh squad.
Doing a nice job right now with their ball possession, like we talked about, Greg, and managing the ball and playing the feet, keeping it simple. They're moving the ball well. They're moving it from side to side.
Maybe a little more apt to possess the ball these days than they have been in years gone by. Perrin Barnes gets a quick touch for Pittsburgh. His second year with the team, foul gonna be whistled. And it's Victor Souza. He is one of the new members of the squad from a season ago, and he started all 5 league matches now for the Riverhounds. You reference Perrin Barnes. Perrin played his college soccer here in Indianapolis as a Butler Bulldog. His second year with the team.
Nice to see that local flavor out here, Greg.
Of course, Eric Dick would also be of that ilk, being a Butler Bulldog. Yeah. If Mikel Rashid enters the match tonight for the Indy 11, he'd represent the school on the south side and the University of Indianapolis, the first Greyhound to play for the Indy 11. Anthony Herbert couldn't do much with that. Herbert has been inserted as a starting center back in Rashid's place as of late. This will go all the way back. One of the top netminders in the league, no doubt about that.
He had 16 clean sheets last year. It's amazing.
I'm more focused on the fact that he didn't allow a single goal in the postseason.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
That Pittsburgh scored a goal and won a league championship in the process.
Right.
Scored 1 goal in 4 weeks, and that was good enough to win a league championship.
That's mind-boggling to think about that.
But if you know the Pittsburgh franchise, it's about that's how they have played forever. And again, now we see how much of that after Bob Lilly kind of now carries over for this team going forward.
Different era for sure, but always dangerous.
And again, some of the other members that have moved on, Augie Williams, who we know well in Indianapolis, now applying his craft for Hartford. Sean Suber, who was first team All-League last year defensively for Pittsburgh, is now in Charleston. Luke Biasi has moved on as well. You see Coach Vincent there standing up, but we'll kind of focus on the guy that couple of seats to his left. That would be John Bush. Played 2 years for the Indy 11. His last 2 years as a professional goalkeeper after nearly a 20-year career. Played here in 2016 and 2017, and 9 years removed from last playing for the Indy 11. John is still the all-time leader in career saves for the Indy 11 at 188. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Droplight. Fuel for brave brands to put your business in the limelight. Visit droplight.com.
Indy 11 having a tough time right now, Greg. Just getting a hold of the ball and maintaining that possession. They seem to be having trouble connecting. See if they can find a little bit of rhythm. I like Quinn coming up from the back too, hitting that outside flank.
Quinn and Blake trying to connect, as they have done so well now for their 4th season together with the Indy 11. Necessity was the mother invention last year for the Indy 11 when Aiden Stanley went down for the season. Does the flag go up? Yep, Rendon had just drifted offside. So the offside flag goes up against Indy. To finish the story on Aiden Quinn, Indy 11's kind of rotated players that left back spot, and frankly, they felt the best about Aiden Quinn playing that position. And now that's kind of his spot now going forward. Your thoughts about his skill set and how it applies to that left back spot?
Well, I love his skill set because he creates more than any player on this field. His distribution, and he's not always getting the goals or the assists, but he's creating so much. And having him in the back gives him a little bit more open space. He's got incredible vision and incredible distribution abilities. So I like him in the back. It's a little bit different for him. Obviously, he likes to go forward. So when he goes forward, he's got to make sure he doesn't go too far because he's got to retreat pretty quick. So he's got to maintain that. You got to be a little patient sometimes. But I like him in the back. I like him with that space, especially with his delivery.
Again, there are not many that have the playmaking ability of Aiden Quinn. Second in the history of the league in terms of career assists. And again, for those watching from Western Pennsylvania, it will not take you long to think of the player that is atop that list. That would be King Kenny, Bernardo Forbes, who retired a couple of years ago after a legendary career, primarily playing for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
And being in the back for Quinn, Greg, he's got the vision, right? So now he can see the entire field. He doesn't have his back to the goal at times. Now he's seeing everything. So even more dangerous for him, for Pittsburgh, because he can distribute at any time.
Tonight's game presented in part by the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction, management, and investments.
Both teams have been successful when they're maintaining possession. When they're serving this ball long, it has not been as successful for either team. So I'd like to see both teams just keep that ball, maintain possession. Movement off the ball is key. Play the feet. That's good stuff here by Pittsburgh.
Some space to operate at the edge of the 18. And that will be a foul against the Indy 11. So a free kick from the most dangerous of places at the edge of the 18 as Griffin is down in a bad way for Pittsburgh.
That was Rendon coming all the way from the top. Just clips him from behind. Actually, it was Blake that got him. It wasn't Rendon, it was Blake.
And that may be just a little bit of ring rust from Jack Blake, having basically missed a month. Got injured the last week of the preseason. Did not make his season debut until the Open Cup match on Tuesday night. And Griffin, a guy, you see him wearing the captain's armband. This is appearance 198 that he has had in a Pittsburgh uniform. He does not miss matches.
Yeah, that kind of consistency is just so impressive, Greg. I mean, you're not sick, you're not hurt. I mean, that's just amazing. And he can strike this ball.
Sam Bassett, Charlie All, the duo you see on your screen. It's Bassett who steers it wide.
Nice hit. We were watching All and Bassett in warm-ups, and the way these guys strike a ball is just world class. I mean, you saw it there, just went a little bit wide, but the power that these guys possess, really, really impressive.
Bassett is one of the new faces for Pittsburgh this year. Played last year, kind of split his season with Colorado Rapids and then their next pro affiliate. Second year pro, and this has been a Pittsburgh team that traditionally has gone younger than most. It used to be a generation ago that MLS was filled with guys straight out of college.
Right.
Then it became the USL Championship. Frankly, now it's usually League One is where a lot of, or next pro is where guys start after their college days are concerned. This team still in Pittsburgh still tends to be a little bit younger, where guys are second or third year pros and straight out of college. Rendon got fouled. And explaining how he felt he got fouled.
Kind of took an elbow there.
Indy 11 Soccer is brought to us by Johnson Controls. The power behind your mission. By the way, Alex Beeler is our match referee. Arda Rustamine and Fermin Sanchez, our assistant referees today. And Adam Sala is our fourth official tonight.
I like Lindley serving these balls in. Always consistent. Looking to get it inside the 18. Nice ball again.
Akello got ahead to it for the Indy 11. O'Brien steers it forward. Now Pittsburgh on the counter. And you mentioned Quinn having to kind of get on the horse to get back, and foul whistled against Pittsburgh.
Tugged on Quinn's jersey there. Pretty clear, right in front of the referee.
That is literally tugging on Superman's cape.
That's exactly right.
In the annals of USL Championship history.
Well, you see there now Quinn going forward, right? And he's got to hustle back. He has the ability to do that, and that's why he's so dangerous in the position in the back there, because he can hurt you going forward, and he can recover coming back. So
Masanvi again using that speed, just ran out of room to operate. By the way, tonight is Aiden Quinn's 294th appearance in a USL Championship match. Third in league history, again behind Bernardo Forbes and Lou City's Sean Tosh. Masanvi sends it in. Kelp steers it out.
I like Masanvi one-on-one there. I like him one-on-one, especially in and around the box, taking guys on. He's so quick to his left and right lateral. I mean, he's just got such tremendous explosive 1-2 steps with the ball.
And frankly, that is where Indy feels they have an advantage. They have such confidence in their veteran midfield, in Lindley, in Blake, and in Quinn, kind of a level behind now as a left back. In other words, play the ball to space, let Rendon and Masanvi go to work.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they've been doing, and they have that. And like you said, Greg, that midfield that Indy 11 has, the veteran midfield, with O'Brien in there now as well, it poses a really, really good opportunity for these guys to play into, Masanvi and Okello, that they're trying to learn, they're trying to understand their style. But you can already see their presence on the field and the kind of impact they've already had.
I think that was properly whistled, by the way. Souza got the ball first and ends up going in possession of the Indy 11. Rendon, a couple of touches for Blake. Tries to find a window. Nothing there, but it will be a corner. First one of the match for the Indy 11, and all Indy 11 corner kicks are brought to us by IBEW 481.
Great one-touch play there by Indy 11. One-touch ball, Greg, is next to impossible to defend. Effectively, when you do it effectively, it's impossible to defend. And that was a perfect example, resulting in a corner kick. So, great movement there by Indy 11. Good movement off the ball, and then simple one-touch play, combination play. It works every time if they can execute it.
Lindley will take the right-footed in swinger here. He's got Masanvi as an option short if he wants it, but before any further activity, a little extra conversation around the 6. Of course, we mentioned Eric Dick, the hometown hero, the same for Cam Lindley. Campazano couldn't get a full read to it. Griffin buys a few yards of real estate, and that will be yet another corner. And again, our Indy 11 corner kicks presented by our friends at IBEW 481.
And you got Herbert getting in there as well. He's got that size in the air. White drops way back. Let Herbert go in there from the back and try to get one off the air there.
Herbert crashes in, couldn't get there. O'Brien, one touch, asks for a handball penalty.
Yes.
Penalty, got it.
Referee was all over that.
Extended arm preventing the blast from O'Brien. And it will be a penalty for the Indy 11. Let's see if this is going to be Jack Blake. It's going to be Aiden Quinn. First, the whistle. And absolutely, yep.
Hand is off the body. Oh, if he's intentionally trying to hit it, but when the arm is away from the body and it's a clear path toward goal, easy call.
If the arm is tucked in, you tend to get the benefit of the doubt.
You can't.
If your arm is extended, it's going to get called every time. And Jack Blake, who has been the primary taker of kicks from the spot each of the last 2 seasons, will have an opportunity here. And if he connects on this one, he will tie the franchise record for career goals in an Indy 11 uniform. Blake scores it. And it's time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis and time to add a name to the Indy 11 history books. Jack Blake joins Eamon Zayed atop the all-time record holders for the Indy 11. 27 goals as a member of the Boys in Blue. And as it pertains to this night, 1-0 in favor of the home team.
What a fantastic, simple strike. He just approaches the ball, doesn't take his eye off it. Right down the middle, pretty much. Almost impossible for a keeper to guess where he's going to go. Strikes it well. Just brilliant. What a night he's having already.
So Jack has played about 55 minutes this season, including the Open Cup on Tuesday, and he's scored twice. So Jack Blake is back to his usual form.
Yeah, I love it.
It is his 24th goal in a USL Championship match. He had 3 his first season of 2023, 10 in each of the last 2 years. Has scored once in the Brinks Tires Cup, has scored twice in the U.S. Open Cup. And Eamon Zayed played for the Indy 11 in 2016 and 2017 in their NASL days. Eamon these days is the head coach of Corpus Christi down in League Number 1.
It's not going to be long before he breaks that record.
It's an outstanding start for the Indy 11. We'll have a special guest joining us here coming up in just a matter of moments. Sometimes we have a history of having those guests join us like literally as the goal is being scored. Had a chance to dine with Al Unser Jr. a couple of weeks ago.
We call him good luck guests.
And Al was still beaming about his goal call from a season ago when he was in the booth with us with the Indy 11. And it's fitting that I have a racing tie-in giving the history of our next guest. It is Greg Mosley, Chief Revenue Officer for the Indy 11, who joins us in the booth, who joins us by way of Andretti Global. How are you, sir?
Yes, good. No, appreciate you having me.
How has the transition gone for you from the world of IndyCar to the world of the Indy 11?
Still fast-paced, for sure.
May will be only slightly less busy for you than it was a year ago. But simply put, what has the learning process been like for you? Not changing markets, but changing sports.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot more localized in day 61 here. So started on February 2nd and just hit the ground running from day one. And we have an incredible team here. So a lot of hardworking people put together a great event, and they do it really quickly and just transform a great stadium for a great experience for the fans.
I think most can figure out what the title of Chief Revenue Officer is all about. Have there been certain things you've been focused on in your first couple of months on the job?
Yeah, we're really taking a critical look at the fan experience. How do we enhance it? I think what Ursal and Greg Stremel, our CEO, have done has laid a tremendous foundation, but we're just trying to get a little more critical and figuring out where we can enhance those areas. And another key aspect for us is really just driving accessibility, mainly for families, first-time fans. I think there's still a tremendous growth opportunity with getting more people out here that may not have necessarily experienced Indy 11. And then honestly just engaging the business and corporate community here and just showing them that there's a ton of value for the product and the on-field experience and the fan engagement options that we offer.
Well, when you say value, you have a remarkable value going for a family 4-pack. Tell us about it.
Yeah, when I first got here, I really realized our growth engine and our recipe for success was going to be based on getting more families out into the stands here. And, there's no doubt that you have increased gas prices, increased food costs, and really we wanted to put a critical eye on figuring out how do we help those families find joy in times that things are getting tougher, but still you want to get your kids out there, have a good experience, get outside, let them run the energy off, take the kids out to the fun zone here and experience all the different soccer activities and brand experiences that we have. And so, yeah, 2-3 weeks ago we launched the Family 4-pack. $49 is pretty much an option to give you an all-inclusive experience, 4 tickets, $20 concession voucher, free parking, 20% off merchandise, and again, just bringing the kids out to the activation zone.
So again, there it is. For more information on those tickets, got to be purchased online. Indy11.com and the Indy 11 app always have more. Now, clearly that's a fantastic deal. But if you also don't mind maybe investing a few more dollars in terms of hospitality, well, let's tell folks about how they can do that. Tell us about some premium hospitality options you're going.
Absolutely. We have a great corporate base here in Indianapolis, and from our suite experiences to the PBR deck on the west side of the stadium here to the Gave Yard presented by Desnuda Tequila. We're also looking at a few more options just to engage fans in a different way. I think we want to potentially look at 1 or 2 more areas where we can just build out a better experience where brands can really tap into and own that white space.
Well, again, corporate partnerships have always been a strength of the Indy 11, and that's certainly the case these days. You mentioned our friends at Desnuda, who are tied into our friends at Droplight, brand new on the kit sponsor in terms of IU Health. Again, clearly things on the corporate partnership side are going strong for you here in your opening days with the team.
Yeah, excited to welcome IU Health on. I think for us, we're just trying to go a little bit deeper with our corporate partnerships. Our corporate partners have a lot of options here in Indy, and to be with Indy 11 says a lot about them. And they also have other partnerships out in the community, whether it be a farmer's market or something else in the area. We're just trying to get them to latch onto them and take Indy 11 with them into these other areas and grow awareness for what we're trying to accomplish here downtown.
Well, Greg, it is good to see you. Welcome to the team. It's great to have you with us tonight.
Thank you. Hopefully not the last time. See you guys.
Wish you the best, Greg.
Greg Mosley, again, he is the Chief Revenue Officer for the Indy 11. Kind enough to join us now. And again, the Family 4-pack, just $49. Again, must be ordered online at Indy11.com. The second kind of dangerous set-piece opportunity coming here for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Bassett took the last one and steered it wide as the foul whistled against Indy in minute number 27.
The game has gone pretty much east-west. I mean, it's going back and forth, Greg, and both teams creating opportunities. The speed of play is really high. Certainly Pittsburgh has a nice opportunity here. Indy 11 holding him at the 18.
Looking back post, Quinn just does not take any chances. Will be a corner coming up here for the Riverhounds. They're first to the match.
Smart play. Just simple. You don't want to give up a corner all the time, but better than giving up an opportunity. So Quinn made a good decision there. Just let them reset, get themselves organized defensively.
Bassett sends it in. Flicked sideways. Indy 11 will simply punt this ball and clear it. And Indy is playing with a wind at their back. Again, this is, you mentioned east-west, and my partner wasn't kidding. This is an east-west pitch alignment here, so not north and south. Indy does have the wind at their backs here in half number 1. Your Central Indiana Ford dealer, a proud sponsor of Indy 11 soccer. Visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today.
And east-west is a little different, Greg, because day games, somebody's got the sun in their face, so most pitches are north-south. But this one's east-west.
Mother Nature took care of that one for us today.
They did. Mother Nature did take care of it
But I
today.
guarantee you John Bush still has a hat with him just in case, because he would rock the dad hat sometimes in his time of playing with the Indy 11.
It's cold, chilly, and cloudy. But an east-west pitch is a little bit unusual. You have to fight that sun on a bright, sunny day, especially for the goalkeepers.
Of course, the origin of this facility is as a track and field stadium built in the early 80s. but has been known primarily for soccer since 2014. As you can tell by the Jaguar logo, IU Indy plays their matches here on campus. High school state finals contested here every year as well. Perrin Barnes sends it in and would like to have that one back. That did cross the byline. That will be a goal kick for Eric Dick.
I'd like to see Indy 11 get that ball outside a little bit more, getting Rendon and getting Masanvi a little bit more involved as they did earlier in the game. They haven't done it as much later here in the half, but seems to be a little congested in the middle. Open that up a little bit. This field we talked about several times, Greg, it's nice and wide, lots of room. They've got to find a way to utilize that a little bit more.
Paco Craig, the veteran. Spent so many years with Lou City, North Carolina a season ago. Blake able to do just enough to keep that in play. And the rain has stopped. Turf's going to be wet the remainder of the night. We had a good 6 to 7 hours of rain this afternoon, but to be honest with you,
it was steady.
The way the rain ended up kind of shaping up was far better than the forecast was for most of the week.
And this is a dream night for the players. I mean, it's a little cool. I mean, it's perfect temperature. The rain has stopped. The wind's died down. This is not such a great night to sit and watch, but to play, these players are loving it.
No pressure from the Indy 11 here.
Second ago, we saw Cam Lindley here switch the field to play. The difference between a good player and a great player is before he even received the ball, he looked to his right to see what was open, receives the ball, and then plays it. So he's already thinking about what he's going to do with the ball before he gets the ball. That is a veteran player. And you watch that with Lindley, you watch that with Quinn, you watch that with Blake. With Indy 11, those guys have that ability.
Rendon trying to cross that ball. Ball ends up right back at his feet. He was the League One Defender of the Year 2 years ago. Okello heads it down. Was there a touch there other than Okello? The answer is no. Goal kick coming for Nico Campuzano. And Dan Okello was a player that you were looking forward to calling his match for the first time this evening.
And he's come to play when they've gotten the ball in there. He's been in position. He just couldn't quite get a full piece of that, but he was there, and that opportunity was created. So, I was looking forward to watching him play tonight, and he hasn't disappointed.
Got his first league goal for the Indy 11 last week in the 2-2 draw at Hartford. Hartford, who has pulled 8 points from their first 4 matches this season.
He is playing a little higher tonight. We thought he would drop in a little bit more, but Coach McCauley's got him pivoted up there as kind of the number 9. Staying nice and tight against the center back.
Offside flag goes up.
So far, Dequa, see him there on screen. Indy 11's defense has held him at bay, but lots of time left, and he's so dangerous he can explode at any minute. They can never take their eye off of him.
Sambi got overpowered there. That's the concern with his size. Again, what he has in speed for days, he's 5'8", 135 pounds. He needs to be kind of an open space for him to be more effective.
Right.
And he'll be called for the foul. And after being knocked to the ground from the last possession, not happy about that.
It was shoulder to shoulder, little arm gone. I mean, you could see that either way. I would have let that play, but I'm not the ref.
Week from the African nation of Togo, but has been in the States since the age of 14. He's 22 now. And did not play college soccer. Was playing for amateur side Minneapolis City. And impressed his hometown team so much they signed him to a contract.
11's got to keep an eye on number 3 Barnes on the outside. He's got lots of space coming out of the back. You see him going to the far post there. He can blindside guys, blindside defenders.
Hayden White stands up, a Pittsburgh player in that opposite corner. And again, this is what Masanvi can do. Just hit it to space and let him go get it. Souza stands him up.
Nice overlap run by Quinn there. Didn't get the ball, but the idea was good. Zombie played it back instead, but you see that ability again. Quinn coming on there on the outside, unmarked.
Rendon kept that in play, but didn't have a teammate making the corresponding run to do anything with it. If you're just joining us, Jack Blake from the penalty spot on a handball called against Charlie All. A blast from Josh O'Brien at the edge of the 18 is the lone goal of the match. Quinn on the pressure, but could not track that down in time. Throw coming for Pittsburgh. Looking for the best deal in town? Check out the Pabst Blue Ribbon Deck next time you're at Carroll Stadium. Enjoy $3 PBRs all game long. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com or the Indy 11 box office. Day of the game. Pabst Blue Ribbon, because you deserve a blue ribbon. Brief glance of Sean McCauley on the home touch line. Second longest tenured head coach of the Indy 11. They didn't contact the edge of the 18, but not enough in it. Already a couple of free kicks have been given to Pittsburgh at the edge of the box. Masanvi trying to pull away from Sample, trying to get around Souza, and
is that in the box?
Will be a foul. I think
Just
it's outside the box, but it will be a yellow on Victor Souza.
You see his, Masanvi's explosive speed there, 4 or 5 yards. I mean, he's just a burst. Nothing the defender could do there except take him down. Almost got him inside the box, almost turned into another PK. Great move here by Masanvi. Look at the speed, and then he cuts him off, right? And he just gets taken out. Makes a great inside move. Got the call.
By the way, let's also mention on the replay that's absolutely the right call in terms of in or out of the inside of the 18. That was at the edge of the box.
Yep.
So proper call.
It was clear. Referee's been all over it tonight. He's done a nice job.
It is an Indy 11 free kick. It's a cavity free kick brought to you by Cornerstone Family Dentistry with locations in Carmel, Indianapolis, and Danville.
Lindley can hit this. I mean, he can swing this in. He's more likely to try to serve it to the far post with the height that they've got with Akella in there and Herbert in there. But he can swing this in if he wanted to. He could take a shot.
He does exactly that. Campazano able to knock it down.
Keeper read it well. Good effort by Lindley.
Etu. Tracked by Rendon for the Indy 11.
Pittsburgh's got to get their big boys stepping up a little bit. Griffin and all, and Etu, Dikwa, Sample. They've got a heck of a team. They've got a heck of a group of guys that's so talented. They just haven't been able to seem to get connected tonight.
And frankly, we have mentioned the fact that they have allowed more goals than normal. They've also scored more goals. Again, they've won 2 of their first 4 matches.
Right. They've given up 9 goals. That's a lot of goals in 4 games. So that's a weakness for Pittsburgh right now. And then
Eric Dick has to pounce on that one quickly.
Read that phenomenally. What a read by Eric Dick. You can't hesitate when that ball's coming in like that. He comes out off his line into the 6 and just slides and just beautifully picked up. Get a little heavy touch there, but he's got to come out and make that save. Brilliant decision, brilliant execution by Eric Dick right there.
Now, to the point about goals being scored, Pittsburgh comes in having scored 8 in their first 4 matches. But now they've allowed 10, including the one from the night.
Pittsburgh was doing well when they just do this, when they play 1-touch, 2-touch defeat, and they keep possession. But Indy 11's done a great job of holding that line. They're playing it so tight in the back. They're able to win those 50-50s.
Indy asking for a handball again. Barnes slides it through. Quinn does just enough. Rendon steps in, and he is called for a foul. And he will be shown a card. So first booking against the Indy 11 tonight. And a 3rd free kick. We'll give the Indy 11 a spot of bother here now in minute number 39.
Well, take a look at the replay here. I don't think there was any clear intent on the foul here. And it's almost like Rendon does touch him there, but a little bit more embellishment, I think, than actual hit. It just, not crazy about that yellow card. Looked like it was more of a bit of an act than it is really more of a foul. But live action, referee saw it that way.
Free kicks have kind of moved out about 2 or 3 yards at a time so far for Pittsburgh.
We watched all in warm-ups here. It looks like he's getting ready to strike this thing. He can hit a ball. I mean, this guy's got a cannon.
It's Bassett, number 19, standing right behind the ball, but there's all that appears to be lining it up. You get this great view from atop the Brickyard Battalion. It is all, and it is Eric Dick that has to make the sprawling save, and that's why you bring in a player of his caliber. It will be a corner, second of the half for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Nice effort by All, great save by Dick. But All's got this shot. He keeps it low, gets it through the wall, and is going into the corner, and Dick makes an incredible save. What a read. Sends it around. See the bend on that ball with that All puts on it. Kept it low. Didn't probably strike it as clean as he wanted to.
This one popped up to the back post. Aaron Barnes gets a settling touch for the Hounds. Josh O'Brien makes the read. It's additional help from Cam Lindley. And that is ricocheted off of Souza. Phenomenal effort from Cam Lindley. So Indy can now exhale for a moment. Soccer Saturday, every Saturday morning on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. This week's show featured Jack Blake, Sean McCauley, and John Bush. And another foul to be whistled against the Indy 11 at the edge of the 18, and another opportunity here. And at some point in time, Pittsburgh's going to cash in.
Yeah.
Bassett down on the play for the visitors.
Couldn't tell who hit him. There's so many players in the box there. Let's see here. Looks like Craig gives him a push in the back. He goes down. Indy 11's got to, they can't get sloppy here. These are dangerous situations that they're giving up. Pittsburgh could take advantage of this pretty simply.
Anthony Herbert commits the foul that led to the 4th opportunity like this for the Riverhounds. It was Mikel Rashid that got the first couple of starts of the season. Herbert has since rotated in. Last couple of years spent in the Western Conference with New Mexico and Las Vegas.
It's like Bassett's lining up to take this one. All's next to him. All's right-footed, so he's standing to his left there, so I doubt that he's going to take that with his left foot. Looking more like Bassett's going to try to attempt this one with the right. Indy 11's good. They got 7 guys in the wall. Get big. Eric Dick doing a nice job setting the wall up. A lot of players to get through there, but it's certainly possible. Bassett's gonna take this kick.
There's a whole lot of chirping going on before this set piece.
Yeah, this game has the tendency to take that turn.
Eric Dick again.
That was a great shot by Bassett. Didn't quite get the bend that he wanted on it, but Eric Dick read it all the way, and great save. He wanted to get it a little bit more tucked into the corner there, hit it really well, just didn't quite get the placement.
Bending ball in, punched away, and swept back to midfield by the Indy 11.
Well, they survived that one.
And here comes Indy on the counter. Masanbi is back to being, well, he thought he was in an offside position. I thought he had leveled himself up. He kind of pumps the brakes.
He pulled up on that one. Again, finding his feet, getting him in some space, going 1v1. It's a big asset. for Indy 11.
And he scored in a similar situation against the Des Moines Menace in the Open Cup victory on March 17th for Indy.
What a name, the Menace.
One of the legendary clubs outside of professional soccer.
It's a great name.
I can tell you they have been known to line up some ringers, some quasi-retired pros to play for them over the years. That was not the case this past year. They were not as menacing when they were at Grand Park back in the middle of March.
Kudos.
Central Indiana Ford Dealers, a proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today.
Kudos to the folks that named that franchise. Love it. Pittsburgh's pressing.
Yep.
And we talked about one of the keys, pressing that attack and pushing numbers up. They're doing that here, and Indy 11's on the ropes, and it's not going to last long if it continues. Pittsburgh is pushing, and they're pushing hard, and they're getting opportunities.
We'll glance toward the fourth official, see how much additional time we will have. The answer is 2 minutes remaining in half number one.
Again, I would give the possession arrow to Pittsburgh overall. We'll see what the stats are at halftime, Greg.
I can tell you right now, if you prefer not to wait.
Yeah.
66-34 in favor of Pittsburgh.
We're probably in the mid-30s. I say Indy 11. But that's indicative of how these games have gone. Pittsburgh has dominated the possession. We talked about, managing the ball. They've done that very well. On the flip side, Indy 11's up 1-0. But Indy 11 is averaging about 36% possession rate this season, which is low. They need to be in the 50s. They need to be, north of 50.
And they dust up going behind the play. And in not surprising news, Cam Lindley was somewhere in the vicinity of that from the Indy 11 perspective. Junior at 2, in the middle of it from the Pittsburgh side of things.
Lindley's an enforcer. He's always in there. He's a consummate teammate. He's always sticking up for his teammates. He always has their back. You can always count on him to be there for you.
Fans, you can show your Indy 11 pride. Get your exclusive IMCU Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online at imcu.com today.
Go back to the possession, Greg. A team like Pittsburgh with, you said, 66% possession with 32 to Indy 11. That's what's so unique about this game. You can dominate and maintain possession and still be on the losing side, right? Indy 11 created a great opportunity, got the PK. Blake puts it in the back of the net. But this whole half has really been dominated by Pittsburgh. They just haven't been able to find the back of the net yet with some clear quality opportunities.
Obviously, half of our 2 minutes of added time were taken up by that last conversation. So this will probably get to at least 3 is what you're looking at here. Here's Dequa. Not called his name much tonight for Pittsburgh, even with the possession they have had.
That's also the sign of an incredible striker. You don't hear about him or talk much about him until like the 88th minute, and all of a sudden, boom, they just show up, and there he is. So don't count him out by any means.
Well,
but he's had a quiet first half.
We can count out the end of half number one. So a spot kick for the Indy 11 on the handball called against Charlie All, and that will lead us to our conversation with the head coach of the Indy 11. We hope momentarily in Sean McCauley. Plenty more coming your way at halftime here in a matter of moments. We'll have our look around the league, news and notes, first half highlights, and coach is getting ready for our conversation. Make sure we have a chance to chat him up, and he can hear us just fine. So Coach McCauley coming up in a matter of moments. Obviously want to be very considerate of his time, knowing he's got a team to talk to. He's ready to talk to us now. Sean, give me your thoughts, what you saw from your team in half number 1.
Yeah, I thought we competed really well. We had a good start. We created some good opportunities, you know, and I think, you know, the set play that led to the penalty was good, and, you know, we're pretty dangerous on the counter-attack as well. We need to get Loic more involved in the game, because I think he's a real threat for us. Bruno on the other side, obviously we know what he can do, but I think the ball out for us has got to be secured. That first pass has got to be secured more when in transition.
Thanks, my friend. We'll talk to you after the match.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Sean McCauley, head coach of the Indy 11. He's going to go across the field and talk to his guys in the locker room. Again, some things to change, but also a goal to the good after 45 minutes of play. Stay tuned. Halftime coverage of the mic comes your way next as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer here on Wish TV and ESPN+.
Odds are, you know the way to a person's heart is through their stomach, but maybe don't know much about complex blood and bone cancers. Or you know all the ins and outs of a chassis, not necessarily all about robotic heart valve surgery. And while he's thinking about bulldozers, you're not thinking about him ever needing a stem cell transplant. But if you do need care, trust the expert healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Deep inside you, there's a spark waiting to be ignited, a yearning for a real connection, something that truly moves you. Find experiences that stir your soul in our new Kentucky home, where amazing nature and authentic bluegrass inspire you, where world-renowned bourbon and horses wow you. Kentucky, find what moves you.
Owning a home can be complicated.
Why?
Oops.
How am I going to explain this to your mother? She hasn't even been gone 2 hours.
You know what? I'm just going to call him.
Pros for over 80 years.
Where Jack Blake was celebrated for his 100th appearance with the team. His 200th appearance in a USL Championship match. He scores his 27th goal for the Indy 11, which ties Eamon Zayed for the most in franchise history. It's the lone tally so far. Indy 1 and Pittsburgh 0 as you're watching USL Championship Soccer.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Prank Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
The header is down! It's in! Charleston takes the lead and stops! Nice ball, Cindy! Doubles the Rowdies lead!
This week on USL All Access, there's a new general leading the charge on the sideline for Louisville City. Interim head coach Simon Bird joins us to talk about how he plans to maintain consistency for Titletown. What went right for San Antonio FC? What went wrong for Charleston and Detroit? And who's got cup set on their mind in the second round of Open Cup?
You'll see it SiriusXM FC or the USL YouTube page every Tuesday night.
With more features to keep your account safe and secure. Northwest Bank is here for what's next.
Good dog.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines for this week. Louisville City became the first club to win 200 regular season matches in the USL Championship with its 1-0 victory at Brooklyn FC. Louisville accomplishes that feat in 342 regular season matches. Round 2 of the U.S. Open Cup featured some great matchups between championship clubs. Rhode Island FC knocks off El Clamico rival Hartford 2-0 on a soggy night. Here are the clubs from USL that are headed to the third round. USL is very busy in the upcoming weeks on national television. Next Saturday, Sporting Jacks at Detroit City on 2DN. Then a pair of matches on the CBS Sports Network. Saturday the 18th, a 3 o'clock start. Tampa Bay Rowdies at Charleston Battery. El Clamico returns on Saturday the 25th, this time in the Prince Tires USL Cup. That's a look at the headlines for this week. Let's get you back to your match for the second half.
Odds are, you know the way to a person's heart is through their stomach, but maybe don't know much about complex blood and bone cancers. Or you know all the ins and outs of a chassis, not necessarily all about robotic heart valve surgery. And while he's thinking about bulldozers, you're not thinking about him ever needing a stem cell transplant. But if you do need care, trust the expert healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
Droplight is a venture studio. We don't sit on the sidelines. We build inside the brand. From stadiums to festivals to the fastest tracks in the world. We turn brands into something people feel. Turning ideas into traction, partnerships into pressure, and momentum you can't ignore. This is Ignition. This is Droplight. Fuel for brave brands.
Indiana is built on community, pride, and coming together. And on match day, that spirit lives at the heart of Indy 11.
Cuts it back, headed home. It is time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis for the first time this year.
Families, friends, lifelong fans, and first-time supporters alike. It's more than a match. It's a place where Indiana gathers to cheer, celebrate, and belong. Experience the energy at the mic. Get your tickets today at Indy11.com.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling. you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
The first thing that comes to mind is probably, being proud and representing the club for my family, and the dedication and time and sacrifices that not only I've made but my family too, to get to these milestones makes me feel really proud. There's a lot of people that have sacrificed a lot for me, and it's been really nice to come here and come across the pond from England, bounced around a few different clubs, and then kind of found a second home here. So it's been really nice here. In America, it's not often that players stay at the same club for more than 1 or 2 years. I really did want to settle down. Having 2 small kids as well, you want to kind of give them a home to be raised in and not constantly move around. So yeah, it was something that was a goal of mine, but I wasn't sure how it was going to be when I arrived too. So I wanted to come here and really establish myself, and yeah, I'm happy that I've done that.
Yeah, Jack Blake now in his 11th year playing professionally, all here in North America. Again, now tied for the franchise's all-time goal-scoring record. Again, one of 6 players to have completed the Century Club. Let's see if I can do this in order. Ioze, Cam Lindley, Brad Ring, Carl Lamette, Jack Blake, Don Smart. That would be the 6 that have done that for the Indy 11.
That was off the top of his head, ladies and gentlemen.
You see that, well, sake of advance, people will believe you. You see the bottom, what he has done in terms of his combo goals. Again, 200 career appearances in the USL Championship. And Jack talked about how he's played for a variety of teams. Minnesota United in their NASL days, the Jacksonville Armada in the NASL. We really kind of first saw Jack here in Indianapolis back in 2017. Tampa Bay, San Diego, Real Salt Lake, and their USL Championship squad. But now 4 years here in the Indianapolis area, and he talked about that with his family. His kids, call Carmel and Westfield home, and he, Quinn, and Lindley are now in their 4th year playing together in the midfield for the Indy 11.
Yeah, it's incredible. And the level of consistency we talk about with Jack Blake and then the guys you just mentioned as his teammates, the level of consistency is so impressive. It's not just the longevity, but the impact that he's had on a regular basis. He's not just making it to his 100th appearance with Indy 11. He's doing it consistently, much like we talk about with Quinn, right? But Jack Blake has been the consummate professional, and just couldn't be happier for him.
Let's get to our first half highlights. And again, Blake from the spot, the lone goal from half number 1. Physicality, Dan, was a constant theme in half number 1.
Yeah, it was compact inside the box, lot of physical play, and here you see the clear handball from All goes off his hand, and Blake puts it right down the center of the goal and buries it.
Indy converted their easily their best opportunity. Pittsburgh had several of them. All of those on free kicks from just outside of the 18.
Yeah, they have been knocking on the door. We talked about the possession in the first half, Greg, with Pittsburgh having 66% of the possession. That means that they're constantly creating opportunities, and they've had some really good looks late in the second half.
So we've seen cards going in both directions. We've also seen why Eric Dick was one of the key free agent acquisitions of the offseason.
He's made a couple of real key saves. Another one coming up here. Real key saves that have kept them in the game right now. And so kudos to Eric Dick. And defense is holding on, but Pittsburgh is pushing. And it's just a matter of time. If they don't continue to find a way to get that possession rate up, they're going to struggle.
68-32 on the possession. Again, obviously, that is tilted in favor of Pittsburgh. But frankly, Dan, none of the other numbers are tilted. Indy has taken more advantage of even what would be limited opportunities because of possession.
Right, and you look at the score, Indy 11-1, Pittsburgh 0. You look at the possession, you're like, wow, how is that possible? But that's the game. That's what happens. Indy took advantage of the one opportunity that they had, and Pittsburgh just looking to try to get their first one.
Those are first half stats and first half highlights, and second half action will be underway momentarily. Lights have been turned on since the very beginning of this match. Frankly, it's a little more illuminated outside now with the clouds rolling through. We're hitting just about the usual time of sunset this time of year here in Indianapolis. We're just happy it's not raining.
Yeah, it's really turned into a pleasant evening. We're in the elements. We're not inside. We're outside with it. But perfect conditions to play in for these guys.
Temperatures in the mid-50s. Winds directly behind the backs of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Coming in about 14 miles an hour currently.
Don't know what Coach McCauley, talked to the guys about, but briefly with the halftime talk, he was pretty pleased with what they did. I think that maybe the message in the second half here is come out hard. Let's see if we can put another cap on this one, put one in the goal, and come out with some intensity and try to control that pace.
11 Soccer, sponsored by Dormacaba, for every place that matters.
Neither team made any changes at half, so same 22 on the field.
Here's Okello.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get more involved.
Quinn again trying to spring. Masanvi lays it across.
Wow.
And Campazano do have a bit of a collision. He's not touched by Campazano. It'll simply be a goal kick, but both players going to take a minute to kind of make sure everything is in working order.
He was holding his head.
Campazano got banged up, and again, both guys understand it's a fair play.
Yeah.
Both are going for the ball.
Oh yeah, that was a clean go for the ball play. There's no intent there at all. Both of them recognized that and shook hands.
Nico played here last year for Monterey Bay against the Indy 11 and took a pretty good knock in the match against Indy when the crisp and kelp of Central California were here.
Keepers are a different breed, Greg. I mean, they have to be tough. They have to be hard-nosed. They have to put their body, their face, their hands in very difficult, dangerous sometimes situations. So keepers are just tough in every way.
Ball got through and off of Rendon to Eric Dick. Pittsburgh arguing that might have been an intentional back pass. Referee says no.
Those are a little gray area. It looked like it was kind of a deflection. It wasn't, the referee didn't view it as intent.
Campazano with the outstanding read.
Again, both keepers doing a really nice job, Greg. Reading the play, anticipating the play, making very clear decisions. Goalkeepers have to be very decisive. They can't waffle or think about it. They just got to make the move and go. And both Campazano and Dick so far have done a great job of not only just anticipating, but breaking up some of those plays and being very decisive in their decision making.
Monitor Masanvi from the Indy 11 perspective. He kind of took a knee at the end of that last play. He may not be at 100% just yet. Keystone Group, one of our presenting sponsors of Indy 11 Soccer, specializing in transformational developments, construction management, and investments. And both teams won on their home turf against the other a season ago. Indy's won 6 times against the Hounds. Pittsburgh's won 7. These teams have played to a draw on 4 occasions. This is the opponent that Indy has played the 4th most times in their history. Only teams they have seen more of: Lou City, North Carolina FC, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. tackle by Okello.
Nice ball.
Finds Rendon. Rendon scored twice in league play this season. Can he make it 3? No. Campuzano stands tall. O'Brien looks to chip the keeper and didn't miss it by much. And again, let's talk about Josh O'Brien. We have not talked as much about him tonight. He is playing much further up the field than he has the last couple of years, and like the wherewithal he had on that shot, Dan.
And he's found himself in a position that he doesn't normally find himself. Rendon puts on a good move here. Great save by Campuzano, gives up the rebound, and O'Brien takes a look, and he's just trying to cheekily put it into the far corner, just missed it by a foot or two. You saw the reaction on his face, and yeah, O'Brien's done a nice job of just, transitioning into this new role, and he realizes, hey, I can shoot this ball. I can have an impact on this game instantly.
Josh Frank is going to have a look at Loic Massanvi.
I think he's got some blood on his arm, maybe. Not sure. He was holding his arm when he went down behind the goal. So I think, yeah, they're cleaning him up a little bit. A little scrape.
So Indy will temporarily play a man down. Ball played across, and it will be a corner.
Nice defensive play by Blake.
Massanvi waved back on. Third corner of the match for the Riverhounds.
And their restarts have been pretty spot on, Greg. Pittsburgh's restarts. They haven't converted one yet, but the more they get, that percentage goes up.
Bending ball in. Indy got there first. Dangerous ball that gets all the way through, never touched a soul. Goal kick coming for Eric Dick.
They're trying to find Kizza. They just have not been able to do it. And getting the ball to him in the air is certainly, he's capable, but that's not his forte. They've got to get the ball to, Dikwa's, I said Chisholm, my bad. Dikwa's feet.
It's an understandable mistake.
Darn.
Former teammates
Yes,
together in
right.
their days at Pittsburgh, both playing in today's match.
But Dikwa, they got to get it to his feet like this here and let him play off a little bit.
Here's all.
Nice ball.
Good looking ball in there, and if Hayden White doesn't react, Etu heads that one home. And it is going to be an Indy 11 goal kick, and now we will check on Hayden White. That post has a little give to it, not a lot.
We talk about the goalkeepers being tough. There's a defender being tough. He sacrificed everything to keep that ball out of the net. Watch what he does here. He's going for it, and he just lays his body out, gets a little bit of a bump there, and slides into the goal, and he's perfectly fine. But defenders, same thing. They've got to be available to put themselves out there and do everything they can to keep that ball out of the back of the net, and White did that brilliantly.
Speaking of brilliant, what a play by Rendon to keep that alive. Now, eventually that's going to be a foul in Pittsburgh, but if nothing else, Bruno just bought about 40 yards by the way he headed that ball down and then rounded the defender on the near touch line.
Yeah, it was impressive individual effort there by Rendon. A lot of talent on this field tonight, Greg. Both sides. Veteran players, younger players, players that are new to the teams, and both teams seem to have adjusted well tonight. Still, I think the possession is still in favor of Pittsburgh, but not on the scoreboard yet. Moving the ball from side to side, changing the point of attack like this, opening it up a little bit too hard there, but the right idea. Spread it out. When you have the ball, you want to make it big and open up some space. You lose the ball, you want to shrink it and crunch it, right? Try to get into that undefended space and then move into the offensive third with numbers up.
Again, you see the effect of the wind as that clearance ends up heading towards downtown Indianapolis.
Gave them plenty of time to regroup here, but that was pretty much of a wasted ball. But maybe that's what they needed, just time to give themselves a few seconds here to regroup.
And if you're Eric Dick, you had to play this one low to kind of keep it out of that breeze. Welcome to spring in central Indiana.
Yeah, it's definitely picked up.
Blake, well read by Barnes.
like that he was looking for Musambi. Coach McCauley talked about it briefly at halftime, getting him more involved. Him and Rendon, both of them getting him more involved, and I'd like to see Okello get a little bit more involved as well. But he hasn't gotten the ball to his feet much. Okello's been getting the ball more in the air. They haven't gotten the ball to his feet as much as they.
Musambi took a heck of a tumble, and again, now we'll check on the injured player, but
yeah, Coach McCauley not happy with that at all. He's given the fourth official an earful, rightly so.
And I'm not sure Barnes really did much of anything on that play.
Yeah, it just looked like he clipped him a little bit. There was no intent. It just Musambi just landed really bad. Live action, it looked worse. We have the benefit of seeing the replay. The coaches don't. So we have the benefit of seeing the replay, and it looked like he didn't get hit that hard. But the fall, the way he fell, the ground was his worst enemy there.
Well done to head that one back to Eric Dick. That was Aiden Quinn that made the play. Indy 11 Soccer is sponsored by All Occasion Tent Rental, creating lasting memories, one event at a time. Indy has now had the lead in their last 3 league matches. They never took the lead against Brooklyn, losing that one 1-0 on a first half penalty against the league debutants. Led 1-0 and 2-1 in beating Detroit City 2 weeks ago. Trailed 1-0, then led 2-1 against Hartford, where that match finished as a 2-2 draw. They have had the lead now for the last 37 minutes and change after a penalty made by Jack Blake. Quinn, the read. Transitional moment here for the Indy 11. Quinn, Rendon. Tried to play it back to Jack Blake. It will be a throw-in on the far touchline for the Indy 11.
Love that, how Quinn just takes that overlap, takes the outside flank, takes the space. He's capable of doing that. He doesn't need to do it now, coming from the back. Doesn't have to do it 4 or 5 times a half, but once or twice, having him come through unmarked like that, you see how dangerous he can be. They couldn't quite get the cross off, but you see the kind of impact that Quinn can have coming all the way from the back.
O'Brien was lurking on that one. Paco Craig.
Pittsburgh just struggling to get the ball to Dikwa. He has not been a factor as of yet. And getting their top players, Griffin involved, and Samples and Olive. I mean, they've got to get their top guys involved here in order to have a chance at putting the ball in the back of the net, and they have not been able to do it. Testimonial to Indy 11's defense.
A couple of minutes away from probably seeing some substitutions, and one of those is of the planned variety, foul whistled against the Indy 11. And that planned substitution is that Jack Blake is probably at about a 60-minute limit for tonight's match. Again, this is his first league match, his second match of the season. You do not want to send him the full 90 in his first start of the year.
Yeah, and you called that before the game, Greg, that they'll probably put in about 60 minutes or so, and he's getting around that time, and Coach McCauley's got the bench warming up, so we'll see what changes might be coming here soon. But I would agree that might be time to put some fresh legs in there. Pittsburgh's possession still strong.
Eric Dick will watch that one go by,
but they cannot get that final ball, which is good for Indy 11, but Indy 11's been chasing part of this half again.
You know, we called Anthony Herbert's name a couple of times because of fouls midway through the first half. But we really have not had to say his name or Paco Craig very often tonight. That's a good thing for the home team in Indy.
It is. And they've been steady. They've been kind of, I would say quiet. They've just done their job. And they haven't done anything spectacular other than the fact that they've just not allowed Pittsburgh to get any quality penetration or any quality opportunities. And that's solid defending.
Here's Hayden White. Aiden, his third year playing for the Indy 11, joined the team in August of 2024. Extensive experience playing in England. League One, League Two, and the National League. Bassett gets a touch of that. Quinn showing pretty good speed for a guy that's 34 years young.
Goodness.
But distribution by Herbert, not the best. Etu steps in, and Rendon commits the foul. Now Rendon's on a yellow. That's not going to be a card, but it will be another set-piece opportunity.
Right, he just ran right over him like a train. And he's lucky that wasn't a card. It could have been. He just trampled right through him. Easy call. Another nice opportunity here for Pittsburgh.
And the other 4 set pieces in the first half were more of directly goal-for-goal opportunities. This is a little bit different.
Yeah, this one you're looking to go maybe deep 6, far post. Keep the goalkeeper, Dick, isolated on the line. Don't let him come out because he's got that size. You're looking to kind of go deep 6, time the run.
Bassett looking back post, headed, but up and over the bar.
That's exactly what they did. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Just couldn't quite get the header on it, but nice play, nice execution. Again, when Indy 11's giving up these restarts, can they hang on to this lead when they're giving up those kinds of opportunities? They got to be really careful not to be careless back in and around the box.
It's McCoy that couldn't steer that on target. All slides it forward. Deekwa cuts it back. That hit an Indy 11 player. That's off of Herbert. It will be a corner coming. But things are teetering a bit here for the Indy 11.
And that's where Deekwa comes back to haunt you. He's so quick. He only took 1 touch on that, but he spun his body around and almost got a shot on goal. That's how quick he can turn on you.
To the edge of the 6, headed down, but directly into the midst of the Carmel native and Butler grad. Just remind your friends, watch Wish TV, your local news source, online at wishtv.com, and download the All Indiana Sports app for free today. Owen coming here for Indy. Jack Blake says, let's hold things up a little bit here.
Take your time. Take a little breather. It's been a good pace. Indy's been on the ropes a little bit, so nice little breather here for them to reset, reorganize, get their shape.
And Hayden White pauses to make sure he towels off the soccer ball. Waits a little, buys a little more time to get that throw closer inside of the 18. Blake tries the bicycle and flipped a Pittsburgh player in his effort and draws the whistle. That was Sample, the player that may have gotten to touch the boot that time from Blake. And again, Blake probably getting closer to playing his last of this match. Quinn elects to let that ball just roll all the way through. Craig on his best of clearances for the veteran. Masanvi, but couldn't keep it in play. And possession and pitch certainly tilted right now in favor of Pittsburgh. Score remains 1 to the good for the home side. Okello got there first. That'll be a foul against Pittsburgh. As Masanvi took one for the team. He's done it a couple of times tonight.
He's been banged up tonight. He's gonna get a nice ice bath when this one's over. He's showing how he mixes it up. He's not afraid to go in. He's not afraid to go to those challenges, and he's smaller stature, so he's taking a bit of a beating. But I love his effort. I love the aggressiveness. I love the intent for him to kind of go in there and not back off or back down at all. He's been battered a little bit tonight.
First sub of the game is going to come in for Pittsburgh in a matter of moments. Rendon able to walk the tightrope.
I like Rendon's quickness with the ball. He's done a really nice job tonight.
Speaking of Rendon's quickness, he'll track this down.
Just a heavy touch.
A bit too strong on that touch. Speaking of touches, it is going to be an Indy throw in, but that appeared to be headed for a corner. That was very well done by Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Goal number 1, get the ball off of Rendon's feet.
Yeah.
Then if you can, keep that in play, and they accomplish both.
Get it outside, right. They did that well. We got a long throw coming here, but they didn't give up the corner kick. But Rendon's been impressive. His 1v1's been impressive. His change of pace, change of direction with the ball.
Ball flicked in. Plate goes down. You're not going to get that call, but Eric Dick has 40 yards. Anybody in gold and black getting close to him. And he'll redirect the attack for the Indy 11. Indy 11 sponsored by Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction management, and investments. Fair tackle, says our referee. Quinn hustling back. Ball played across. Lindley got there, redirected it, and then Sample's touch goes awry. Elliot Goldthorpe, by the way, will be our first substitution of the match. One of our substitutions brought to us by Morales Group Staffing, offering flexibility in both staffing and operational efficiencies.
That last play, Greg, you saw the transition in Indy 11's defense. They had numbers up. Their transition was fantastic. By the time Pittsburgh got that ball into the box, it was 5-on-3 in favor of Indy 11. That's just with that effort and their transition getting back, giving them more of an opportunity to get that ball out of the box, which they did. So great transition from midfield third to the defensive third for Indy 11, and that's what it takes, that team effort, making sure they keep numbers up back there, and Pittsburgh was slow to offer support.
Quinn charging forward. Quinn slicing and dicing and tried to cut that ball back to a teammate, went right into the midst.
He's having a blast.
Of Campazano.
He's having a blast tonight. He's coming up a lot more than I thought. And the thing about Quinn, he's already back in place. His transition is fantastic. His work ethic is just unmatched, right?
And his future is in coaching.
Fun to watch. And dangerous. Every time he's done that, he has created something.
Golden Boot winner last year, or Golden Playmaker, I should say, for leading the league in assists. Masanvi buzzing around the ball. He has not lost a step. Some 69 minutes in. Goldthorpe flicks this one forward. Paco Craig hustling back, but not enough to touch it. Last touch by a Pittsburgh player. Again, Goldthorpe is the latest player in the game. He spent time with both Lexington and Tulsa a season ago. You see the ageless Aiden Quinn.
He's having a fantastic game tonight. Again, he should feel like a broken record every time we watch him play. Like he's just so fun to watch and just consistent and effective. I mean, it's been so impressive. And he's doing it now from the back as opposed to the midfield where he's been.
His dad, the head coach at the University of San Diego, played in the old NASL, played indoors for years in San Diego. Bassett. Options inside of the 18, queuing up for Pittsburgh.
When they send guys forward, that's when they're dangerous, and that's what they have right now. They've got numbers up in the attack. We talked about that being a key, pressing the attack for them.
Rendon will buy some time. Rendon just couldn't get there in time. Good step by Rendon. Hayden White, extra pressure. There goes Masanvi, but Campazano read that one well. And how about this touch? Deke was onside, but Eric Dick is on the case.
Great play by Dick. Read that perfectly.
Indy 11 soccer sponsored by Dormacaba. Dormacaba for every place that matters.
Campazano misses that ball. Masambi's in on an empty net from 25 yards out. So that's a pretty gutsy play by Campazano to come out of the box and look for that one-touch ball. Not an easy ball to hit, does it really well, executes it. But if he misses that by a half an inch, Musambi's got an empty net, as they would say in the hockey world.
We can say that in this world, too. That's okay.
We can say that in this world. You don't see empty nets that often. Be fun to have a pull the keeper play, right?
Usually happens on a corner or a set piece in like the 95th minute.
Right. Right. Like Benfica did it, several months ago.
This game has been a familiar pattern for a good chunk of the last 50 minutes. Ball at the feet of Pittsburgh players, but Indy able to maintain a 1-0 advantage.
The best shots that Pittsburgh has had tonight come from their restarts. They haven't really challenged Eric Dick in goal on a run of play.
It's all been on free kicks.
It's all been on set plays.
4 shots on target in total for Pittsburgh. Lindley does a good job of getting in the way. Rendon inadvertently played that ball back to himself and now launches Hayden White. I think in a perfect world, Indy like to have those roles reversed because, no offense to Hayden, he doesn't have Bruno's speed in going for that ball. But possession works out just the same for the Indy 11. And Indy, we're 72 minutes in, they've yet to make a substitution. Now, both of these teams played Open Cup matches on Tuesday, but frankly, both of these teams largely rotated their squads, and obviously the matches went differently. Pittsburgh won theirs. They're on to the round of 32. Indy's run came to an end, being upended by Union Omaha on Tuesday. O'Brien swept that to open space.
I'd like to see Rendon and Okello connect. They haven't been able to connect as well tonight. And we talk about that rhythm and chemistry, trying to play with some new players, and they just haven't seemed to get that connection. Love to see those guys work together a little bit more.
Great read by Bassett. Keller thought he had a beat on that. And Jack Blake has played in now the States long enough where that was an American football tackle that he took down. And he'll be shown a card. That might be for Okello at the end of the play. It's either way, it's a booking. But Jack, knowing he was beat, just reached out.
Yeah.
That was a two-handed grab by Blake in that scenario.
Pretty clear from referee standpoint, but he gave the yellow to Okello.
That was for the delay is what that was for.
Yeah.
For kicking the ball away. Blake, I think, was just given the professional foul status that time.
That was a professional foul, that's for sure. And he knew it. He knew it right away, but he broke up the play. The key is you just want to break up the play, slow it down a little bit, give them a chance to set, regroup. Indy 11 doing a great job of pressuring the man with the ball as they get closer to the box. As Pittsburgh gets closer to the box, Indy 11 is all over them, not allowing an inch. And that's why they've been keeping them out of the back of the net tonight.
The heat map of this game is around the 18-yard box. And that is a foul given to Pittsburgh.
But Indy 11 has done a great job of every opportunity that Pittsburgh has presented. Done a great job of closing it down and not allowing a quality shot from the run of play. Like we said, the best shots they've had have come from set plays tonight.
Just a reminder to watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Lexington SC takes on Brooklyn FC. Detroit City faces the Charleston Battery. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete TV listings. And that defensive work was just good enough by the Indy 11.
Herbert did a nice job there. Tracking down, almost looked like he might have kind of clipped his foot there a little bit, but he just kind of Pittsburgh player just tripped over himself there and got a goal kick.
Kello ranging forward, at least get a touch on that. O'Brien timed that tackle perfectly, and here comes Musambi. Can he get it on Campuzano? No. Second time that Campuzano's gotten big in tonight's match.
What a great breakout play by Indy 11. Musambi was going to put that away, and Campuzano just timed that perfectly. Couldn't have timed it better.
There's a handful of guys that would be considered legends of the league that are in this match, and one's about to enter the match in terms of Robbie Mertz. Been a part of so many big wins over the years for Pittsburgh, now coming off the bench for this team this year. He'll enter momentarily. Blake going for the brace and the record. Let's go back to Loic Musambi.
Great ball here. Pushes it through. Blake pushes it through. Musambi, just a little bit of heavy touch there, but look at the, Campuzano coming up doing the splits for crying out loud. My goodness, what a save that was. The timing was unbelievable.
Robbie Mertz comes on. Bradley Sample is done for the night. Our substitutions brought to us by Morales Group Staffing, offering flexibility in both staffing and operational efficiencies. Mertz from Pittsburgh, played his college soccer at Michigan. And spent some time in the Atlanta United organization, primarily playing for their 2 team in the championship. But certainly, in a couple of different stints, has been at home in Pittsburgh. White and Herbert combined to get the job done.
A little bit of a push in the back on O'Kello there, no call. Coach McCauley reacted to it as
Deke was in an offside position.
You saw the same thing I saw. Yeah, White and Herbert got a little mixed up back there. Obviously, it's super important to communicate. I think they did, but they were both thought they had a better opportunity on the ball and almost canceled each other out, which can happen. They got away with it that time, but that was probably the lone maybe hiccup that I've seen between those two guys tonight.
O'Kello, a lovely flick to find O'Brien. O'Kello, well defended by Pittsburgh. There wasn't much in the way of options for Noble at that point. O'Brien picks a pocket, slides it through to Rendon. O'Kello, his hit didn't go very far. But frankly, a spell of possession right now for the Indy 11 is not a bad thing.
Yeah, trying to get that second goal. A little bit of insurance. Indy 11 has stepped it up a notch, and they're pressing and they're pushing. And I love that style. Coach McCauley has it. He's talked about that. We're not going to, take our foot off the pedal. We're not going to sit on a lead. We're not going to hang on. We're going to keep coming, keep going at you, try to make it pay even more. I love that approach. Love that style.
Dylan Singh is getting the full kit put together. He'll be the first substitution for the Indy 11. He scored in the last home match. First of 2 Indy 11 goals. O'Brien called for the foul as Mertz went flying.
It's been a physical game tonight, Greg. These guys have really, really fought hard tonight. We don't expect anything else from Indy and Pittsburgh, that rivalry. But it's been it's not been a dirty game. There's nothing chippy going on or nothing inappropriate going on. It's just been really physical. Guys are not afraid to go in and win a ball, and that's what it takes at this level. You have to be willing to put yourself in those situations where somebody might be going down.
Vieira is going to be the third and, as of now, final sub for Pittsburgh, because they will have used all of their substitution windows. Chested down, Griffin lifts that one up and over the bar.
Griffin's had a pretty quiet night tonight. We haven't said his name as much. Top-notch player, impact player. Just hasn't had that level of impact in the game tonight.
It has not been a night where we have talked a lot about the midfield, frankly.
No.
It has been long balls going in both directions. And to some degree, it's the playing conditions have kind of dictated that a little bit.
Yeah.
McCoy, Rendon, and Kelp
Rendon's had a nice game tonight. He really has. He's been involved. He's created. He's been dangerous. He's taking guys one-on-one. He's got that speed. He's had a nice game tonight. I'd like to see him put one in.
Both teams have a substitute by the fourth official. We will play on. Okello can do anything with that. That'll be a goal kick. And that should give us a window to get some new players waved on. The era coming in, Perrin Barnes done for the night. And our substitutions brought to us by Morales Group Staffing, offering flexibility in both staffing and operational efficiencies. And not surprisingly, Jack Blake is the player being subbed out for Indy. Dylan Singh comes on, but the last 2 years playing for Charlotte and MLS Next Pro. Played at Western Michigan, did Dylan. He and Charlie Sharp were college teammates that have been reunited this season.
Blake had a great game. 80 minutes. 20 more than we thought, right?
Correct. Campazano's clearance not the best. By the way, Okello now will drop back into more of his usual midfield role for the Indy 11, with Singh coming on. That's going to be a foul against Herbert.
Yeah, I'd like to see how Okello does coming through the midfield as opposed to being the guy up top, number 9, back to his goal most of the night, marked up, 1-man, 2-man. Maybe coming from the midfield, he's got a little bit more space. Might be a little more effective.
Goldthorpe and White collide, and that's frankly the benefit of the Indy 11. It never touched either player. Indy 11 soccer is sponsored by Hyatt Place. Experience comfort in downtown Indianapolis. That is normally where the visiting team stays when they play the Indy 11. I say normally because on Final Four weekend, that was not the lodging available for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Not this weekend.
They were able to find hotel space not that far away, but not as close as normal. Seeing pressure, Goldthorpe has an opportunity here. Going for goal, and Eric Dick able to make the save, and no one close on a potential rebound.
Not a good giveaway there by Indy 11. Singh meant to play it back to his teammate, hit it right to an Indy Pittsburgh player, and got a decent shot off, but easy enough for Dick to handle.
Great find. Rendon switching up sides of the attack, which again is just, you're not going to do that in the air tonight. It's just not that night from a weather perspective.
You've got to drive the ball lower. That wind is holding it up. So the effort was right. I mean, the thought was right. He saw Sambi on the out far side and tried to get it there, but just like
2 weeks ago, the weather in the home opener, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Tonight, no, you're playing a different game tonight.
You have to strike it a little bit differently. And
cold front went through this afternoon. Temperatures about 25 to 30 degrees cooler than they were a day ago.
In this game, you're playing the weather too. The weather can be a teammate and it can be an opponent.
Foul whistle against the Indy 11.
But the team that manages it best is going to put themselves in a position to get the desired result they want.
And again, because of the wind at the back of the keeper, that's why he's waving everybody up.
Yeah, he's got strong leg, Campazano.
Paco Craig times the header.
They've just been so steady in the back, Indy 11. They haven't made any major mental mistakes, even physical mistakes. Been really impressive how they've been able to just not allow Pittsburgh to have any quality opportunities. And for that reason, they would deserve to win this game.
White and Goldthorpe. The edge of the 18. Well-timed tackle away by Lindley.
Nice ball.
Masanvi could not get there in time.
You see the urgency now from Pittsburgh, pressing, moving forward, throwing numbers up. It's exactly what they need to do to try to equalize this game. But I think Indy 11's defense is up to the task tonight.
Indy has not had a clean sheet in league play this season. Again, this is just their 4th match of the campaign. League match number 5 of 30 for Pittsburgh. Eric Dick is there.
Yeah, those balls coming from 25, 30 yards out on goal, those aren't going by Eric Dick. Those are like pop flies to the infield.
Indy 11 soccer sponsored by the Denny Companies, tearing down the past so you can build the future.
Zombie took another hit down to the ground.
He may be pound for pound the toughest guy of this match.
He really has been. I mean, he just goes in hard. He's been taking a bit of a beating and getting knocked around, but it's not slowing him down.
Great ball by Goldthorpe, but that ball was kept in by Vieira with a handball. Away our final 5 minutes, presented by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, a proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today. It is some hardy souls that are out watching this one tonight. Quinn does just enough to keep that in play. Eric Dick did not get that one right, but could have been worse. It will be a corner coming for the Riverhounds.
Corner kick for Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
And Pisano will come all the way to midfield. Will not come any farther than that just yet.
They've got 9 guys in and around the box. They've got to throw everybody in. Looking for a one-touch redirect. All Pittsburgh's looking for here is one touch.
5th corner of the match for the Hounds. Masanvi got there first.
Not a good corner.
On the redirection, Paco Craig steers that all the way out of the 18, and it will be a throw-in coming for Pittsburgh. Now Bassett.
Nice ball.
But Eric Dick didn't have much traffic, and there was really nobody inside of the 6.
It's a good idea.
Had a clean line of sight, and again, kept that one low. You're hitting your West Texas 7-iron tonight, playing into that wind.
Great ball by Herbert. Boy, he tracked that well. That's 75, 80 yards ball in the air. He's going backwards with a man on him, tracking it perfectly well, and times it perfect. Clear the possession. Great play by Herbert.
Dikwa!
Are you kidding me?
That is good on good right there.
That was fantastic both ways. What a shot. And that's where Dikwa can just instantly come in, and Eric Dick was up to the challenge. That ball came quick and fast. Didn't have much time to react, and Eric Dick couldn't have handled that any better. Look at this shot by Dikwa.
Those two guys were not teammates in Pittsburgh. The 2 years Eric was in Pittsburgh, Albert was in Rhode Island, but they know each other very well from being in this league for many years.
I talked about it earlier, Greg, where I said, you know, the top striker sometimes can just kind of disappear, and in the 88th minute, boom.
One touch.
That's exactly what just happened. But Eric Dick was there to keep it out. What a shot by Dikwa.
3 minutes of additional time. Griffin does not get through.
Pittsburgh's all over him right now.
Oh, loose ball. Goldthorpe finds the back of the net. Tied at 1. Goldthorpe smashes it home to potentially get a point for Pittsburgh.
They were just pressing and pressing. I mean, sending guys forward, and that's what happens. You throw the ball in the box, it kind of ping-pongs around, and there's a guy sitting there waiting for it. Now, Eric Dick was upset about something. He got really animated with the referee. Oh, he gets taken out. I see what he's talking about here. Watch this. Ball's taken here, and the player comes into him, knocks him out, and prevents him. That could be goalie interference for sure. Not reviewable, but that's what Eric Dick was upset about, and still is. He got taken out. Nice opportunistic play, heads-up play by Pittsburgh, but
Indy in danger of seeing 2 points evaporate late as they did a week ago in Hartford. And Singh in an offside position.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of a disappointing loss when you give up a goal that late, Greg, in this game. But we've talked about the last 10, 15 minutes, Pittsburgh has been throwing guys forward and pressing. And when you do that, you create those opportunities. A little bit of a collision there in the goal. Referee didn't see it as a foul.
And Indy has not generated much in the way of chances in the second half. Campuzano able to deliver on the couple of occasions in which Indy did. In a minute, maybe a little bit more left to go in this match. Rendon with 4 Pittsburgh players around him.
Swarmed him.
And Singh trying to break through and get that, but to no avail. Dequan. Herbert got in the way. And Pittsburgh trying for a smash and grab, trying to steal all 3 points at the very end.
Yeah, they've been impressive the last 10 minutes for sure. Their effort, their continuous pressuring. It's been relentless.
Ball took a turn off an Indy 11 player. O'Brien is there, and that is that. Indy had a lead for the better part of 70 minutes. But unfortunately, the points are going to be shared tonight in Indianapolis, as is always the case. These two teams play each other to a close match. But a goal by Goldthorpe in the 91st minute delivers a point to each side on this chilly Saturday night in Indianapolis. The final score, the Indy 11 won, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds won. Post-match coverage continues next on Wish TV and ESPN+.
Odds are, you know the way to a person's heart is through their stomach, but maybe don't know much about complex blood and bone cancers. Or you know all the ins and outs of a chassis, not necessarily all about robotic heart valve surgery. And while he's thinking about bulldozers, you're not thinking about him ever needing a stem cell transplant. But if you do need care, trust the expert healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Deep inside you, there's a spark waiting to be ignited, a yearning for a real connection, something that truly moves you. Find experiences that stir your soul in our new Kentucky home, where amazing nature and authentic bluegrass inspire you. where world-renowned bourbon and horses wow you. Kentucky. Find what moves you.
Place on the field again, second week in a row where Indy had a lead late and can hang on to it. It is a point against a good Pittsburgh team, but it could have been 3. Final score, Indy 1 and Pittsburgh 1. Our securing the win moment of being securing a point that is brought to us by Allegiant. Harry Dick had a lot of saves, and a lot of them off of set pieces or corners. This was in the run of play, and it was spectacular in both directions.
Yeah, I mean, Deekwa hits his ball one touch with a man on his back, twisting, and Dick is right there to make the save. That's coming at him fast and furious. Just a tremendous play both ways on that end. Probably the play of the night.
Again, our securing the win moment is brought to us by Allegiant. Eric Dick joining his teammates for a moment of reflection after the match. He'll join us for a moment as well as our Destined Tequila post-game show comes your way next as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer on Wish TV and ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Indiana is built on community, pride, and coming together. And on match day, that spirit lives at the heart of Indy 11.
Cuts it back, headed home. It is time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis for the first time this year.
Families, friends, lifelong fans, and first-time supporters alike. It's more than a match. It's a place where Indiana gathers to cheer, celebrate, and belong. Experience the energy at the mic. Get your tickets today at Indy11.com.
Owning a home can be complicated.
Why? Oops.
How am I going to explain this to your mother? She hasn't even been gone 2 hours.
You know what? I'm just going to call him.
Pros for over 80 years.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
Back in downtown Indianapolis, it is the Desnuda Tequila post-game show. Desnuda, 100% organic tequila, how real tequila tastes. No taste of victory for the Indy 11 tonight. A late goal levels the points. Indy 11 won. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds won. And joining us now, as he always does, the head coach of the Indy 11, and Sean McCauley. I know disappointed in how things played out tonight. Just your thoughts immediately in the aftermath of this match, Coach.
Yeah, disappointed at the end, to concede that goal. I don't think we should concede that goal. And I'm also disappointed that we didn't finish the chances that we had in the second half. I think we should have had a penalty on Loic. Bruno's gone through, it's one-on-one. We've had a couple where we've gone through one-on-one and we can't put the ball in the net, and that's going to cost us because you keep hanging on and the opponent keeps pushing and making changes, bringing good players on, and we've got to deal with that cross and that second ball, and we didn't.
Your thoughts about the ability to have Jack Blake out there and the distance he was able to play for you in tonight's match?
Fantastic. He got more minutes than what we thought. We were thinking probably 60. He managed to get through 75. And that upset the balance a little bit because we put Dylan on and dropped Noble back, but Noble was doing a really good job, defensively and sort of being a problem for their 3 centre-backs actually, and we lost that sort of target player. Dylan didn't sort of give us that extra bit of legs, and we lost what Jack's got in terms of the quality with what he was having down the left-hand side.
Coach, I thought defensively you guys played really well in the back. I mean, you secured everything and just really tough to give up that late goal. But overall, I mean, Pittsburgh came on with a lot of pressure, especially late. But until that last, until the 91st minute, I thought you did really well defensively with your shape and with your timing.
Yeah, I thought that you're right. I thought the shape was really good because we didn't really give them many looks on goal. They've had a couple of shots from distance, which Eric obviously has to do the job and make the saves. But I wasn't overly too worried about the possession that they had in the sort of middle of the field, because that wasn't threatening us, because like you said, our shape was good.
Yep.
And then what we did do is when we turned it over, we transitioned really well into attack, and we had a couple of chances, and them chances I think have got to be punished, and we've got to put the ball in the net.
If they don't have Massanvi and Rendon out there together and have both of that level of speed on both sides of the equation, what does that mean for you tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. People are starting to see, obviously, Bruno's had a great start to the season, and you can see what Loic can bring us, from a relatively unknown player that we got hold of, and obviously I've known him for a few years, and he's got real good quality, and he can threaten the opponent with the pace. But once he gets past people, he picks a pass out. He played a great ball across first half with the outside of his right foot. He's got really good technique. But like I said, I'd like to get both of them involved in the goals as well. Bruno did really well to go through, and I think the keeper's made a great save, to be fair. I think he's hit the target, he's done all the right things, so hopefully long may it continue with them too. We
kind of gave you a here and now question for Jack Blake. We'll finish with kind of a big picture question for Jack. He celebrated for having 100 appearances with the team tonight. Tonight was his 200th appearance in the league, and he is now tied for the franchise record in terms of career goals here with 27. Just what has Jack meant to you the 2+ seasons that you guys have been together here in Indianapolis?
He's great. Great personality, great man, actually. He does everything right on and off the field. Really pleased that, he got his goal, and he won't be long before he breaks that record. And for somebody to break a goal-scoring record when playing your whole career in midfield at the club is phenomenal, really. And we've got to realise that the standard of the games and the standard of the opponent, the standard of the league is going up and up and up, and he continues to meet that level, if not exceed it, and get the goals. And fantastic performance and a great role model for anybody that wants to join the game.
Thanks for the time, my friend. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Head coach Sean McCulley of the Indy 11 always kind enough to join us here in our Desnuda Tequila postgame show. Shot stopper Eric Dick will join us next. Record breaker Jack Blake as well, as we continue on for the mic as you're watching on Wish TV and ESPN+.
Deep inside you, there's a spark waiting to be ignited, a yearning for a real connection, something that truly moves you. Find experiences that stir your soul in our new Kentucky home, where amazing nature and authentic bluegrass inspire you, where world-renowned bourbon and horses wow you. Kentucky, find what moves you.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 5.24% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Every place has a purpose, and the people who inhabit those places have their own reasons for being there. The last thing on their minds should be concerns about the safety of the places they're in. When it comes to security and safety for all the places that matter, Dormakaba offers a seamless flow of integrated solutions that allow people to move securely about their daily lives. Because the places that matter to you matter to us.
Eric Dick is standing by. He'll join us in a matter of moments, but first, some of his work is the Schlegel lockdown play of the game. Again, he was tremendous throughout the course of the contest. Rendon the foul, and one of the many that Eric Dick got his hands on tonight. That from half number one of a 1-1 draw for the Indy 11. And welcome you back on the Desnuda Tequila postgame show. We welcome Eric into the conversation. Congratulations on the effort. I know you were hoping for 3 points and a clean sheet. How you feeling after this one?
We never want to complain about a point, but, when you have the game, and we just got to close it out a little bit better, it's a little disappointing, but, we'll grow from this. The season's long, and we just got to go next week.
All right. You're not in the excuse-making business. I understand that, but I think you felt your old friend in Danny Griffin may have interfered with you on the one goal that got passed. What did you see as that played out?
I think it was just unfortunate. I think I I was late seeing the ball, so I gave up the not so great rebound. So, if I wish I could give a little bit better rebound back or hold it. But, Danny just, landed on me, and unfortunately I couldn't get up and, save the second. So it wasn't great on my part, but again, just something that we can watch and grow from.
Eric, I think, you getting to know these guys in front of you, you look like you guys are really comfortable. You got great rhythm with each other and good chemistry, good communication. How does that feel with the guys in front of you that you're, getting to know and trying to find that chemistry and rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, I think every single game we've grown as a team. We've grown closer, and the performance on the field has gotten better. And I think we're just tough to play against. And I think the team just we deserved it better. We deserved 3 points there, but also it's on us to get that 3 points, get that over the hill there. And for 80-something minutes, we were battling in there. Nico on the other side made some unbelievable saves and kept them in it. And so I think for us, we had a great game defending. The guys did the hard work in front of me and busted their butts the whole game. And, I think we just the soccer's a evil game sometimes. It just, you could do that, but, 4 minutes left, you got to see it out. So it's been fun, and we can just continue to grow, and the sky's the limit for us. And it's going to be a fun year and a good year. We just got to learn from this one.
Yeah, we can see it. Good things are coming.
I think you've been a pro now for 9 years, so you've been in this scenario before. What was it like to play against the Riverhounds after playing for them and obviously being so successful the last 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's always they always have a place in my heart. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm here for Indy. I bleed Indy now, and I wanted to get a win for this club, for our home fans that stuck out in the cold and the rain and the wind, and it didn't happen. So naturally, I'm disappointed. It was cool to play against some of the guys that I've been with the past 2 years, but again, I'm here and I'm all Indy, so I got to do my part to be better and make it a little bit easier on our team moving forward, and that's what I'm going to do. But it's always fun to see and play against the guys that you get close to over the years.
We will let you go out of said cold and rain and wind. Thanks for the time, my friend. We'll see you next weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Eric Dick again, kind enough to join us. Time now for our Desnuda Tequila Shot of the Game. Desnuda, 100% organic tequila. How real tequila tastes. Jack Blake will get the headsets on coming up in a matter of moments. This is our shot of the game. And again, you see the penalty called against All. Blake with the goal for his 27th tally in an Indy 11 uniform. Again, he joins Ayman Zayed atop the all-time list in the history of the Indy 11. Getting his, not first full 90, but probably closer than he anticipated of the season in tonight's game, and he is standing by with us now. Most importantly, how are you feeling after 80 minutes on the turf tonight?
Yeah, physically feeling good. It was good to be back with the lads and, fighting for 3 points. Unfortunately, it wasn't tonight, but, I think we're going to be proud of the effort. Again,
you were great at kind of understanding the history when you and I chatted for Soccer Saturday this week about being up there with Ayman Zayed. So to have your name attached with this team as one of 2 all-time leading goal scorers, and the next time you score, that is your record to have going forward. Jack, what does that mean to you?
I feel really proud, to come to this club and represent my family. I've been really fortunate to play with some really good players. It's been really enjoyable. So that makes it easier. And, the personal milestones are good. But, I came here to win a trophy, so we haven't done that yet. Hopefully we can.
Jack, nice to see you back on the field. It's always good to see you out there. You look like you're in good form. I mean, you're up and down the field. You covered a lot of ground tonight. Physically, how you feeling?
Yeah, physically good. The medical staff do a really good job of, working with us, keeping our fitness up when we're injured. And, feel like hit the ground running when we come back. Been really eager to get back, and so that was probably in the running. But, the fans come here. They want to see energy. They want to see hard work. That's the minimum we can give, so I try to do that every game.
Playing in the rain and cold and wind, I would imagine that reminded you of days in Nottingham growing up, it would be my guess. Not exactly, you play in this occasionally during the course of the season. just how big of a factor did the weather conditions have in tonight's match?
Yeah, maybe that's why you run more to stay warm. The wind was pretty brutal, to be honest. You know, it wasn't side to side, it was end to end. So the second half was a big factor in, you know, maybe why we were penned in a little bit. We couldn't get out our half. But, you know, that's things we got to deal with. They had to deal with that in the first half. And, you know, I was just a bit gutted, really, for the lads at the back, especially Eric in goal and, you know, the back four and everyone put in a shift defensively. So, you know, when you don't get what you feel like you deserve, it always hurts a bit more. But you don't get that in football. You know, you have to go again, and you know, we'll look to Monterrey next week.
Go get off your feet, my friend. We'll see you next Saturday.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Jack Blake, kind enough to join us again. He and Eamon Zayed now atop the Indy 11 goal-scoring charts. 27 for Jack, 24 in terms of USL Championship play. He is the record holder on that front. Back with more in a moment. The Desnuda Organic Tequila postgame show continues next on Wish TV.
Odds are, you know the way to a person's heart is through their stomach, but maybe don't know much about complex blood and bone cancers. Or you know all the ins and outs of a chassis, not necessarily all about robotic heart valve surgery. And while he's thinking about bulldozers, you're not thinking about him ever needing a stem cell transplant. But if you do need care, trust the expert healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
Indiana is built on community, pride, and coming together. And on match day, that spirit lives at the heart of Indy 11.
Cuts it back, headed home. It is time to cue the smoke in Indianapolis for the first time this year.
Families, friends, lifelong fans, and first-time supporters alike. It's more than a match. It's a place where Indiana gathers to cheer, celebrate, and belong. Experience the energy at the mic. Get your tickets today at Indy11.com.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
It has turned into a blustery early spring evening here in Indianapolis, and a night where Indy 11 led for 70 minutes, but again could not hang on to it. Now kind of 4 points drop from winning positions over the course of the last couple of matches. Still, a point against Pittsburgh is never easy to come by, and that was the case this evening. Pitch Sano again alongside Dan Capsalis. My name is Greg Rakestraw. Kind of overall impressions of this one, Dan.
You know, it was a hard-fought game. I mean, and Indy 11 scored first half, go up and 1-0 at the half, but Pittsburgh was relentless. They didn't stop. They just kept coming. They kept coming with the attack. They didn't look like they were going to be able to put one back in the back of the net, but their resilience and their patience paid off. But Indy 11's defense did a heck of a job. Eric Dick in the goal did a great job. So pretty good, hard fought. You know, should have been a win for Indy 11, but Pittsburgh prevailed at the end.
You can see the championship medal of this Pittsburgh team. Again, so many returners back from last year's team that took home the league championship, winning it in kicks down in Tulsa. Let's get to our highlights of tonight's match. And again, possession belonged to Pittsburgh. More shots as the match went along belonged to Pittsburgh as well. Indy had some early looks. This is the penalty. Again, all the outstretched arm on the shot by O'Brien. Blake, his record-tying goal. His second in as many matches played this season. First in league action. And Indy led it 1-0. We now move on to action from half number 2. Albert Dikwa, again, the save of the match. No doubt about it by Eric Dick.
That was an incredible shot and equally incredible save by Eric Dick.
But frankly, it had been a barrage that had been of similar ilk for Pittsburgh throughout the course of the match. And Goldthorpe, a poacher's goal, bounces to him and he smashes it home.
They just loaded up inside the box, put numbers in there, and just got a ping-pong, pinball type of a play. And players were a little bit challenged by the wind. But overall, you know, they get a point, get out of it, and they just got to find a way. Indy 11's got to find a way to just finish the game. But I thought it was a hard-fought game tonight.
For a second consecutive Saturday, a point is what was in it for the Indy 11. Through 4 league matches, they have picked up 5 points on the season. Jack Blake ties a scoring record, but the match itself ends up tied as well. Indy 11 won and Pittsburgh won. Good night from Indianapolis.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 5.24% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky. One where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.